The Ganges, a river, a goddess, a symbol of faith for millions. Every 12 years she bears witness to the mahakumbh mela. This grand spectacle of faith draws humanity to its banks. Pilgrims from every corner of India, and indeed the world, converge. They seek blessings, a cleansing dip in the holy waters, a chance to wash away their sins. The air crackles with anticipation, with chants, with the sheer energy of millions united by belief. The 2025 Mahakumbh Mela at Prayagraj was no different. It promised a spiritual experience like no other. The faithful arrived in droves. They came with hope in their hearts and prayers on their lips. Little did they know that for many, this pilgrimage would end in tragedy. January 24, 2025, Makar Sankranti, an auspicious day for the Shahi Snan, the royal bath. The atmosphere was electric, millions had gathered. The ghats of Prayagraj were a sea of humanity. The air, thick with incense and anticipation, vibrated with the chanting of hymns. Then, it happened. A surge, a push, a ripple of panic that morphed into a terrifying stampede. Bodies were crushed, trampled underfoot. The cries of the fallen were lost in the cacophony of chaos. In the aftermath, the official count claimed only 2 lives lost. 2. A number that seemed impossible given the scale of the chaos. Eyewitnesses, however, painted a far grimmer picture. They spoke of bodies piled high, of a death toll that ran into hundreds. Whispers of a cover-up began to circulate. Who were these unfortunate souls? Their stories, their hopes, their dreams were lost in the official silence. The discrepancy between the official narrative and the ground reality was jarring. It raised uncomfortable questions about the value of human life, especially the lives of ordinary citizens. The alleged cause of the stampede? VIP movement. Yes, while the masses thronged and jostled for a glimpse of the holy river, a select few were afforded the luxury of security cordons and swift passage. This created bottlenecks, forcing the returning pilgrims into narrow lanes, a recipe for disaster. The very presence of a VIP culture within a sacred space like the Kumbh Mela is a stark reminder of the inequality that plagues India. It is a slap in the face of the democratic ideals that the nation claims to uphold. Section 5, the price of VIP culture. This isn't just about one incident, this is about a culture. A culture where the comfort and convenience of the privileged few are prioritized over the safety and well-being of the many. It is a culture where sirens blare not to warn of danger, but to announce the arrival of someone deemed more important than the common man. The VIP culture in India is a symptom of a deeper malaise. It is a manifestation of a power structure that places little value on the lives of ordinary citizens. It is a system that is rotten to its core. What is perhaps even more disturbing is the muted response to the tragedy. Where are the outcries, the demands for accountability? Have we as a nation become so desensitized to such incidents that we accept them as a matter of course? The silence is deafening. It speaks volumes about the apathy, the indifference that has crept into the very fabric of our society. In the aftermath of this tragedy, the usual blame game ensued. Politicians pointed fingers, officials passed the buck. No one was willing to take responsibility for the lapses, for the systemic failures that led to the loss of innocent lives. The lack of accountability is appalling. It exposes the rot that has set in our institutions. It highlights the urgent need for transparency and accountability in governance. Amidst the political maneuvering and the bureaucratic apathy, it is easy to forget the human cost of this tragedy. Let us remember the pilgrims who came to Prayagraj seeking solace and found only death. Let us remember their families, their loved ones, left to grieve a loss that could have been prevented. Their stories must not be forgotten. Their deaths must not be in vain. The Prayagraj stampede is a wake-up call. It is a stark reminder of the need for better crowd management, for stricter safety protocols, and most importantly, for a change in attitude. The Kumbh Mela is a celebration of faith, of unity, of humanity. It should not be a stage for tragedy. It is time for a collective introspection, a time for us to demand better from our leaders, from our institutions, and from ourselves. Let us strive to create a future where such tragedies are not just mourned,